Summer is here, and it's blatant, and they're showing everybody this ugliness. There's no natural clouds in the sky at all. The topic of death and afterlife, very popular, but there's not much I want to say about it. Most people talk about this physical death. At least in the West, it's mostly believed that your body is what keeps you alive, and many places in the East it's different, and there's the belief of reincarnation and such. To be alive is more or less to be awake, as I've said quite a few times. So when you wake up, you realize that it's not your body what keeps you alive, but it's another kind of energy. And people don't talk about this energy dying. So if this energy doesn't die, then there is no such thing as death necessarily, at least not in the popular kind of sense. But either way, it's nothing to worry about, or even spend much thought on. I haven't experienced anything that would suggest that there is such a thing as reincarnation, or that there's something else. There's so many beliefs when it comes to this. People who can recall their past lives or such things may want to believe in it, and that's their thing then. Some people experience other things, so there's no clear general answer to any of this. And there shouldn't be. And I've already talked about the Bible. And firstly, a question: if somebody has read the Bible or the Quran, I looked into it a little bit myself. Would be nice if you could check if it has the word person in it. That would be quite funny, if you get what I mean. But the thing about it is that if there was such a thing as a creator, or more creators, or if we all created this to play this game, then likely you would not, or we would not put out a book in an unnatural language years later after creation, where all the truth is in. If you would do it, you would likely carry it always with you, as in have it already inside of you. So that's where you will find the truth about death and afterlife and all of that. Also, the thing about cuss words, such things as fuck shit and stuff in the English language, or there's a saying, don't take God's name in vain, or such things, is absolute nonsense. The only thing that by nature we are doing while we speak, and what I'm doing right now, is putting out sounds which have meaning because you've been taught, and I've been taught, that it has some meaning. But it's a terrible way to communicate, and it's completely unnatural. So realizing what language is, the kind we use, made me realize so many things, and I look at a lot of things critically, and especially such books, the most sold books in the world. That's definitely something to look critically at. And the language thing disproves it all, more or less. So, of course, when you cuss, it has no meaning in nature. And if there was such a thing as a God, it would have no meaning, because God then would be natural, and all of this is unnatural. So to not take God's name in vain is not possible with language, and it's not possible to pray, as I talked about, magic spells purely by language. If you put out energy and feelings, that's something else, but the language as such, what you say, is irrelevant. So do not ever worry about saying anything. It has no meaning in nature. It should be clearly understood. I made at least 3 of my videos in this area, this forest park. Suppose there's no actual forests as such, real woods surrounding cities, so this is as close as you can get to it. It's a quite big area, and 2 weeks ago when I came here, I noticed all of these huge tire tracks, so many trees cut down. Looks like a battlefield. Technology against nature. What I wanted to talk about is something that isn't worth making an actual video about. It's mirrors, and how I was thinking that in nature there's not that many possibilities to actually see your image. Whereas when I moved in where I live now, almost 4 years ago, there was already a huge mirror in the bathroom, and it's a very clear image, so you can always clearly see yourself. That feeds your ego a lot. Whether you like your body image or you don't, it doesn't matter, it still feeds it. Whereas naturally you could see your nose a little bit with your eyes. You can of course see most or almost most of your other body parts if you move your head enough, but mostly you would just rely on other people to tell you if there's something with your body, if you get bitten somewhere or cut yourself on your back or so, although likely you would feel it anyway, but just the help of other people. And water is a place, is a like a sea or anywhere, or rain buckets, you could see your image but not very clearly. So this is the way it works now. Mirrors everywhere.